They had one date. 70 days later, she was his wife. 2 weeks after that, she was in a war zone. It was 1969. Mary Stoles was a newly commissioned Army nurse at Fort Ord, California. Thousands of young officers surrounded her, all headed to Vietnam. She chose George. Their first date was the 4th of July. Fireworks, summer air, two people who already knew time was running out. Both had orders for Southeast Asia. On the 12th of September they married, not out of impulse, out of urgency. We were both really scared, Mary recalled. It was either get married or we might never see each other again. 2 weeks later, Mary deployed. George left for jungle training in Panama, then joined the 1st Airborne. Their first year of marriage would unfold in the same country, different battlefields, hundreds of miles apart. Mary arrived in Chu Lai, south of Da Nang, in late 1969. Looking out the plane window, she whispered, "It looked like the surface of the moon." She already knew the danger wasn't theoretical. Months earlier, a rocket had torn through the hospital at Chu Lai, killing Sharon Lane, the only American servicewoman killed by enemy fire in the entire Vietnam War. But the wounded kept coming, 16 to 18-hour shifts inside sweltering field hospitals, helicopters arriving, constantly soldiers straight from combat, most of them barely adults. They were just kids, Mary said, 18, 19 years old, terrified, wounded. They clung to you as if you alone could anchor them to the world. Somewhere in that same country, George was fighting too. Two newlyweds, same war, same danger. Letters passed between them when they could. When Mary came home, there was no parade. She changed into civilian clothes in an airport bathroom. They'd been warned about protests, so she came home quietly. And for years, she didn't talk about it. She built a life instead. She and George settled in Kingsford, Michigan. She earned her nursing degree, taught nursing for 26 years. They raised 2 children, became grandparents. Then decades later, the country was finally ready to listen. Mary began speaking at colleges, veterans events, community gatherings. She joined the honor flight to Washington, D.C., the Women of Valor flight, standing at national memorials in her white uniform and blue and red cape. People thanked her. They applauded. They lined up to shake her hand. It was the homecoming she should have had 50 years earlier. Today, Mary Stoles is still married to George, the man she had one date with before saying yes. Both of them came home. They kept every promise. She never asked for recognition. She simply showed up shift after shift, because those boys needed someone to hold the line between them and the darkness. And she held it.